everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am Dr. Goat here once again with you guys. And today I want to talk about something that I have read quite a bit online, seen a few random videos of, is people saying that the 04 to 06 GTO, such as this, my 06 GTO, is what killed Pontiac. Now, my first little input I gotta put in here is I do not believe that to be true, honestly. And why I'm gonna say that is simply for my main fact of how fun these cars are, even when they're stock. This one obviously is Pro-Charged. It's had quite a bit of work done to it, so it makes it even more enjoyable. These GTOs, I believe, are exciting and fun cars to drive, regardless of whether they're modified or stock. One of the points I want to add to that on why I don't believe the GTO is what killed Pontiac, because as you may or may not know, basically what ended up being the death of Pontiac as well as Saturn and Hummer was during the whole recession there that started in 2008. GM was quite a bit in debt, and they were asking for a bailout from the government. And basically, they agreed to it with the exception of GM kind of slimming down and going to only a few brands. Like they cut out a few brands, obviously Pontiac, Saturn, and Hummer. And basically, I believe in all that was, yes, I don't know the numbers, but I don't believe the GTOs were selling as well as they should have, or as well as they could have, maybe I should say. The few things that I think are a reason on why the GTO did not kill Pontiac is because the coupe with the V8 engine and the optional manual transmission, along with just that name GTO, it's a legendary name. I believe those three factors right there make the car just, I don't know, at least to me that makes it desirable, and I'm sure it does for quite a few other people. I don't know, there's a lot of people, myself included, that really, the coupe just makes this more sporty looking, I guess you could say. Boosting, brother. But between the sporty coupe, the V8, which, if you didn't know, the V8s in these are the LS1, and LS1's in the 04 GTO, and there's also the LS2, which is in the 05 and 06, which is what this is. I believe, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong here, were originally Corvette engines. Everybody likes to say Corvette engines, especially if I, show up somewhere with this and there's some older gentleman or whatever that hear the car pull in and they see it that's their initial thought. Oh, that's a Corvette engine? So that's where I'm getting that idea from. It may not actually have been originally from a Corvette, I'm not sure. That's my knowledge there. But there are so many parts available for these engines to modify it that you can't go wrong with it. So those are my few reasons I think the GTO did not kill it. One reason I think it may have, and this is also coming with my initial, I guess, knowing that the car existed, because these cars, like I said, they came out between 04 and 06, and at that point in time I was in elementary school and middle school, elementary to middle school. So needless to say, I didn't even know that these cars were around, and I honestly, if I had heard of them, I probably had seen them once in a while or whatever. I had probably seen them online. I honestly didn't even really pay attention or notice that they were a thing, 04 to 06, until about 2012, which was the same year I graduated high school. That same year, I ended up getting my Grand Prix GXP, also in 06, and that had the LS4 in it. And even though I've been around drag racing my whole life and fast cars, you know, I had never really thought of modifying a car or even really having a car on the street that's fast. Like, I had trucks up until that point. 2 trucks, actually. But when I got that car with the LS4, the 5.3 liter, that car was such a blast. But I only ended up having it for a year, and the whole reason on why I only had it for a year was because I found out about the GTOs. And like I said, my one reason that I could say the 04 to 06 GTO may have killed Pontiac is just because my initial thoughts on the look of the car was, they're actually calling that a GTO, and that looks nothing like a GTO, and that my initial thought was it just looks like your average ordinary car out there. A lot of people like to joke and say they look like the Cavaliers. Yeah. But so that's my real honest opinion, coming from a guy that has now had 2 GTOs. I initially did not like the look of the GTO. It really took some time to grow on me, honestly. And there's been quite a few cars since then that I have seen come out. You know, they've been launched by a company or whatever, and I've been like, yeah, I don't really like that. And after seeing them quite a few more times, I'm like, it actually doesn't look that bad. And that's kind of how it was with this. So I initially didn't like the look of it, so I didn't want one at first, and I must have just kept seeing them on YouTube or something, but the look started to grow on me. Found out about the engines that were in them and the fact that they had manual transmissions, And that just right there, I was like, I need a GTO. So, honestly, you know, if the Aztek didn't kill Pontiac, if the Sunfire didn't kill Pontiac, you can't tell me that the 04 to 06 GTO killed it. I mean, get out of here, dude. You can't say that that killed Pontiac. But I honestly want your guys' opinion. So, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. My little opinion on it, why I don't believe the 04 to 06 GTO killed Pontiac. Drop a comment down below. Do you think that these GTOs killed Pontiac? Give me a good reason if you really believe so. And as always, please subscribe, guys, and I will see you next time.